Oh boy, we're gonna be running back the 2020 election. Not really, okay? It was all just, and it was the most secure election of all time. Anyways, Kamala Harris says the media would treat her better if she were a white man. No! No! The only reason that she gets so much leash is because, well, I think you already know why. New York Times report asserts Vice President Kamala Harris complained to allies that the media treats her differently because of her race and gender. You're right, they do. They treat you 1,000 times better. And you have the right politics. That has a big thing to do with it as well. Because if Sarah Palin in 2008 was a couple of shades different, okay, and she ran as the running mate of Barack Obama, oh my god, she would have checked so many boxes, has a retarded kid. She's a woman. Oh my god, she would have been just perfect for that side. But no, you tell me how you'd be treated differently if you were a white guy. You'd be treated better if you were a white guy. What fucking planet do you live on? Harris reportedly expressed discontent with the news coverage surrounding her job performance. That's the thing, though. How can you critique something that's so ethereal, something that produces so little results? But we'll get to Biden in a minute. Claiming that it would be different if she were white and male. Okay. According to the New York Times piece, Harris had been privately complaining to her allies that media coverage would be better if she were any of her 48 white male predecessors, and has reportedly confided in them about their woes. Her woes, rather. That's woes. Harris is said to have been pulled onto the Biden ticket for her policy priorities that largely mirrored his. What? No, you were far left, okay? Biden ran, at least in the early days, as the more moderate of the Democrat field. Okay, I at least have enough long-term memory to remember that, but you do you, I guess. And her ability as a black woman, or half-Indian woman? It depends on the day. To bolster support with coalition voters, he needed to win the presidency. Yeah, the lady who couldn't even get a full fucking percentage point in any of the primary votes, she was going to be the big vote getter. Cool. I totally believe this New York Times report. However, she is still struggling to define herself in the Biden White House. Oh, good. You still have another 3 years, so you just, muddle fuck the first one away? Or meaningfully correct what she and her aides feel is an unfair perception as she is adrift in the job. No, I would say accurate. You can say unfair, that's fine. What about more people in the White House as well? Okay, the White House aides are feeling left out this holiday season. Not just ones that work for Kamala. White House staffers are having a blue Christmas. Biden administration aides are griping about low morale and the absence of comradeship. Oh, there's probably a lot of talk about comrades in that White House, leaving them without much holiday cheer, Politico reported late Wednesday. Aw, you know what you signed up for. I thought we were the good guys. No, they don't care about you. They just care about their friends who can do stuff for them. Have you not seen Kamala Harris's political ascent? Have you not seen the bodies in the wake? Is almost making the Clintons jealous. A lot of natural coordination that happens in a typically functioning White House has been lost, one official told the outlet, and there have been no proactive efforts to make up for it through intentional team building. Ugh, you reap what you sow with these fucking worthless sacks of shit. Staffers said they were making their complaints public in an effort to bring the situation to the attention of their senior leaders, but without actually, bringing the concerns up to them. We'll just go ahead and we'll complain to Politico, with many saying they were updating their resumes and they will begin looking for new jobs early next year after the anniversary of Biden's inauguration. Okay, cool. Hopefully you put your money where your mouth is. Some White House workers reportedly blame the low morale on the presence of the longtime Biden aides who remain distant from their colleagues, a situation summed up by the phrase, "no new friends in Biden world." Huh. Did you see all the people that were getting appointed by Biden's cabinet? Okay, either they were new, darker faces, or they were just old establishment types with a bunch of ties to the Obama administration. So how could you not possibly see the writing on the walls, you bunch of fucking poli-sci dropouts? Others said working remotely during the COOF pandemic had exacerbated the culture problem by limiting communication between colleagues. I'm so glad I don't work for a big corporation, because all of this shit physically makes me ill, 3 degrees removed. Either way, attempts to build build a sense of team spirit by holding informal happy hours. Oh, probably plenty, because there's something about old Joe being on the sauce. That's been well documented, and we all know of the various uses of Kamala Harris's lips. And group dinners have failed. Yeah, there's only so many stewed prunes that can go around. Staffers have also grumbled about not being able to attend special events and holiday parties at the White House because of the way the administration doles out invitations. Wow! Imagine that! Oh, we're the party of just the working man, right? But you take a look at everything that Biden does and the people that he invites to his different events. Yeah, you need to be at a certain level. It's a big club, but you ain't in it, and you're not allowed to be in it. God, life does sure come at you fast. The White House used a lottery system to determine who would attend the December 2nd National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony, as well as be allowed to bring family members to the White House tours to view the executive mansion's holiday decorations, leaving many employees shut out. Imagine caring about that stuff. That sucks. No one expects business as usual during the pandemic, but it's beyond demoralizing. It's insulting, especially when you see the DNC and Hill staff and other DC types get invited, and aide told Politico. I feel a little bit sympathetic to this because the last job that I had before, you know what, hey, I said, I'm kind of a conservative. I'm a bit of a Trump supporter. And then eventually you just get all these shitty assignments at work. And then you eventually have to, you know, put two and two together and realize that your self-worth is worth a little bit more. So then you take a risk on yourself that's just not fucking panning out anyways. But whatever. I languish in silence. No, Christmas gifts, Christmas bonuses, anything like that. You guys are probably familiar with that at your own place of work as well. It was just a really small store that I worked at. Okay. There was just anywhere between the time that I was there, just about 3 years that I was there, a couple weeks short of 3 years. The most people we had working at the store was 5, and the lowest that went down to was just us 3, and it was 3 of us for a very long time. And the recognition that we'd get from our corporate overlords, it was funny, right? The Christmas gifts. Okay, the first year that we were there, okay, we never received a Christmas bonus or anything like that, even though I'd make millions of dollars for the company throughout the year. Don't worry about it. Here's a nice blanket. Here's a pair of wireless headphones. Cool. And then the next year, oh, trust me, Christmas of 2019, this was just, so perfect. I think I made a video on this, or maybe I didn't. No, or maybe I made reference to it, but regardless, it bears repeating. What did we get for our Christmas gift? Waiting for it? Well, not really waiting for it, knowing because it would just be cripplingly disappointing. A bottle of barbecue sauce. Literally, a $5 bottle of barbecue sauce. Thanks for all your hard work this year. Thanks for those 9, 10, 12-hour days driving across even province lines, okay, to the other corner of the fucking province every fucking week. Thanks for doing all that stuff. Thanks for, you know what, landing that contract. Thank you for working your fucking dick off, never taking a day off, never calling in sick. Here's a bottle of barbecue sauce and a fucking grate scraper. You can see why I didn't follow up, and I don't know what the hell they got for the 2020 Christmas because I don't give a fuck, and it's been a minute since I've thought about that, and boy am I happy, even though the channel's just kind of sputtering along, except for on Rumble, where it's like it's growing over there, but on YouTube it's like, what the fuck? Okay, I've been stuck at 790, give or take. Okay, it's weird. A couple of weeks ago, we'll move on here in a second, just to give me a moment. Went up, okay, for whatever fucking reason. I got a screenshot of this, okay, on my tablet or whatever. It went up, okay, subscriber rate. I don't know if you guys seen this or anything, or if you were watching one of the videos that was put out at the time. It went up to 796, okay, and then it went down to 784. It was fucking weird. It's like subscriber numbers, like counts, even view counts, okay, everything's getting all fucked up, and I don't know what to do. So I just keep putting out these different funny topics that I find, and hopefully it'll just fucking iron out. Either than that, or I'll just, I don't know, take my money and go live in the fucking hills. It's kind of like how these White House staffers are feeling at this point, but don't worry about it, okay? Because their job's going to be secure. If they just want to be left out on the island, Joe Biden's going to be running again. He's so confident, and he's, remember, so popular. 81 million votes can't be possibly wrong. Nope, don't look at any of those approval ratings. Everybody knows that they're riding with Biden, and he's going to be running again in 2024. That's normally the thing that you want to hear, and that you need it constantly reinforced by somebody who thinks that they're They're at the controls. They know what they're doing, okay? And that he's salivating at a Trump rematch, and it would increase the prospect of running in 2024. I couldn't find another article that I seen as well, but he said, given my good health, I'll be running again in 2024. But here's what he has to say about Trump. Weird, I guess. President Joe Biden said on Wednesday on ABC's World News Tonight, it's weird, instead of like giving a State of the Union address, okay, or just like a year-end address to the American people from the White House or something, he always needs to be guided by the CNN or ABC. Isn't that a little bit weird? Okay, especially by somebody who's just so damn popular. Just can't let that go. Oh, he said, yes, on ABC's World News Tonight, that it would increase the prospect that he runs for re-election in 2024 if former President Donald Trump were the Republican Party nominee. Yep, people are starting to fall into place at this point. Like, even Ted Cruz is floating the idea of 2024. But the moment Trump finally, lets the shoe drop, and imagine most of the GOP is just going to, get out of the way. I couldn't imagine anybody being like, we hold the same values and I'm going to run at the same time. That shit ain't going to happen. I think Ted Cruz is still a relatively young man. I think he's only in his late to mid 50s. So he could run again. He could try in 2028 if he wants to. He'd still be, it's south of 60. So, and I wouldn't be against it, given the field that could potentially be popping up. He wouldn't be the worst decision to be making out there. During a White House interview, Scott Muir, I don't know, I can't remember. I don't give a fuck who these journalists are, but he asked, I want to ask you something. I asked weeks before the election when we sat down. He said, you would absolutely serve 8 years if elected. Do you plan to run for re-election? Biden responded, glassy-eyed and looking off screen, looking to the right and asking line, yes, but look, I'm a great respecter of fate. Fate has intervened in my life many times. If I'm in the health I'm in now, if I'm in good health, that's a big distinction. But that could also just be the old, whenever he gives a speech, there's always that record skip moment in his old dome. Sorry, are you in good health right now, or is that what you're aspiring to? Whatever. If I'm in good health, then, in fact, I would run again. Muir asked, and that means a rematch against Donald Trump. Oh, while laughing, Biden said, you're trying to tempt me now. Come over here and sit on Uncle Joe's lap. I need to get down to business. Sure, why would I not run against Donald Trump for the nominee? Oh, because the pandemic's almost over. That would increase the prospect of running, Biden said. Accountability is necessary for those involved in the January 6th Capitol riots. Yeah, cool. But how long is keeping them, even though it would be longer than the sentence that they could possibly serve, the maximum sentence that they could possibly serve? How is that accountability? Is that something like how sending Kim Potter away for something that she didn't meet the elements of? Is that's accountability? But whatever. But let's talk about that prospective running mate, because I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if we didn't talk about an interview that Trump just gave, and I think it just got released or some shit like that. I don't really know. I haven't watched a Trump interview in a minute. I like the rallies. The rallies are high energy and they're mostly fun, but he was talking about the jab, and we're going to be treading lightly, but maybe we don't have to, because he's rather celebratory. He's rather effusive in his praise of the jab, so maybe I don't need to caveat any of this shit. But it is Trump saying it, and anything that he says, orange man bad. So let's see what he had to say. Former President Donald Trump backed the efficacy of COVID-19 vaccines during an interview with conservative media personality Candace Owens on Wednesday after she attempted to undermine the vaccine's success. Interesting. How did she do this? Because we could be in good company here. I came up with the vaccine, 3 vaccines. Yes, Trump, you were in the lab working with beakers. You know it. You had the goggles on. You had the white lab coat on. But, you had a white coat on. Yeah, we got it. Trump said during an interview, all are very, very good, except for Johnson & Johnson. I don't quite know, but anyways. And they're also very, very good when you consider, if you just think that your heart might be a couple of sizes too small. It's that time of year again. Came up with 3 of them in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take 5 to 12 years. Yes, we know. And that's fair. That's fair. It takes a long time to develop a vaccine, especially one that's safe and effective, but under his administration, it was developed, as much as the media earlier in this year, and even Biden was trying to say that it was his administration that came up with the vaccine, but whatever. Yet more people have died under COVID this year, by the way, under Joe Biden than under you, and more people took the vaccine this year, Owens interjected, so people are questioning how. Oh no, the vaccines work. Okay, Trump jumped in. Some people are the ones who get very, very sick and go to the hospital, are the ones who don't take the vaccine. True, at some point, okay. And also, there's other people who are double, if not triple jabbed up that take a visit to the hospital, but under Omicron, that's becoming less and less likely. Anyways, but it's still their choice. That's the big point, okay? That's the difference between Biden and Trump, okay? And that's like whenever somebody brings up, oh, Trump just goes out and cheerleads the vaccine. He has the right to do whatever he wants, okay? He said that he got the booster, okay? And people were heckling him for that. And it's like, that's your choice, dude. If you want to get it, fucking that's fine, okay? You're, 75 years old? By all means, okay? You're in that elevated risk group. What's that risk? Well, come on now. Lottery odds, if we're being fair. But it's your health decision, your choice to make, okay? If you want to wear 9 masks, if you want to wear a hazmat suit, if you want to wear the old fucking diving bell to make sure that you never see anybody ever again, which kind of sounds a little bit alluring. But if you want to take every single precaution that you possibly can, always your decision. Just don't tell me what I have to do. If you take the vaccine, you're protected. Or you can be like Joe and just take your praise of the vaccine even further than that and make wild claims about spreading it as well. Look, the results of the vaccine are very good, and if you do get it, it's a very minor form. That's true. Yeah, it's calling it a vaccine is troubling. Okay, I think that's about as far as I can go on that one. It's very effective at suppressing symptoms. Okay, like a lot of people are testing positive for the coof, don't even know that they have it because they've already been jabbed up twice, but that's fair. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. People aren't dying when they take the vaccine. I think that's medically incorrect. Not entirely sure though. I do, but you know what, caveats, because YouTube's a fun place. Since leaving office, Trump has repeatedly praised his administration's vaccine development efforts. They are impressive, regardless of the outcome, okay? You can't slight him for that. People have to have their freedom, okay? As he remains steadfastly against mask and vaccine mandates. I don't know, maybe in the next few days I might run this interview back because I'm going to be taking some 3 days off. Still gonna have fucking videos coming up and all that kind of fun shit, but maybe I'll dive into this one, or maybe I'll just be completely off the internet and then just only watch things that have no reference whatsoever to current politics because they drive me fucking nuts at this point, and I think that that's fairly obvious. And yeah, your boy needs some time away from this shit because it's getting fucking draining. So Omicron is mild. Okay, Kamala Harris thinks that she would be treated differently by the media if she was a transgender and transracial. Tend to agree. And Biden doesn't know where the fuck he is. Maybe the reason people are leaving him alone is because he hasn't been changed recently. But anyways, we got some other interesting stuff. We need to do a little bit more cleanup because there's been some developments. Some big developments. Some as newsworthy developments as we're going to get through the end of the year. Probably, potentially. So let's do that with the next one. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.